Welcome to Popcorn Planet's Diddygate coverage. I'm Andy Signore here with the amazing It's Kim. Oh, the judge has denied bail for Sean Combs. I fast forwarded to the good part. I have an amazing panel. Look at this. The core four is here. It's Kim, Lewis Lecca, Nerd Report, Steph the Alternate. We've been hanging out, reading Intercity Press's tweets along with CNN, New York Times. My goodness, there were some fireworks in this courtroom. To give the summary, you can go through and read his tweets. I don't want to keep doing it. Let's just summarize the big thing that happened here. The judge denied it bigly. I will use the word. Bigly denied him. And it worries me only just because I want to make sure Diddy's getting his due process, so there's no appeals or anything else, shenanigans that can come after later. But the mic drop was the fact that, my argument was, well, this isn't a violent crime that he's actually charged with. This prostitution charge is the lesser of all the crimes, minimum sentence of like 3 years altogether. But the Mann Act complicates things, and it needs to have a, violent behavior. So here's what the judge said. The jury convicted the defendant on counts 3 and 5 for the following reasons: bail is denied. Even if the defendant was solely required to show that he is not a danger to the community, he could not meet that burden. Prior to trial, the court denied bail, and I see no reason to reverse that now. The defense conceded the defendant's violence. He talked about the video, terrible moment, and the London hotel. The violence after the searches in this case with Jane, there was in 2024, after the searches of Combs' residences. This evidence is a disregard for the law and a propensity for violence. The court takes no position on what we'll consider at sentencing, nor what sentence it will pose, but here the burden is on him and he cannot carry it. The defense argues the guideline starts at 21 months. He's done 10. So I am sentencing a Friday, October 3rd, so he could be in jail until October, but I'm willing to expedite it. And then Agnifilo, his lawyer, jumped in. They came in trying to fight back, saying this is unreasonable. And honestly, I could see this argument because it does seem like pretty hefty charge. But this is where things got the mic drop, where as Agnifilo tried to make it clear that this case wasn't like the others and this wasn't a violent case, the judge came back. You conceded to violence in your closing. They actually pulled Agnifilo's quotes. In the defense told the jury last year he went to meetings for batterers programs. The jury didn't know this, yada, yada, yada. You full-throatedly in your closing told the jury that there was violence here. He was quoting Agnifilo saying if he was guilty, if this was a case about DV, he'd be guilty. So the judge is throwing all of that back in Agnifilo's face and saying that's why he's not getting bail. And as Agnifilo kept fighting back, his children are here. Cassie fought back and triggered it, blah, blah, blah. Every argument Costco lawyer is trying to throw, the judge ain't having it. And then there was a point where he was going to speak. Diddy didn't speak. Comey, his brazenness is unmatched. They suggest it was self-defense in the Cassie video, insulting. He slapped her. He had drugs in the hotel. He invited Jane. They tried to craft a new bail package, denied. They may try a new expedited sentencing if they can get the paperwork together, I guess next week on Tuesday. But man, Diddy's going away till October potentially. And then what I see is this, and I want to go around and get each of your thoughts, is clearly a judge who doesn't like Diddy. Agnifilo, he doesn't like Agnifilo either, Kim. We've seen that throughout the whole case. Agnifilo's pissed him off many times. The maximum on this is 20 years. It does seem like the judge is leaning towards giving him the maximum based on this denial of bail. So even if they thought they were getting out and they had a win here, this isn't a win. If he is kept in jail till sentencing, and then in sentences he's given 20 years, he won't see daylight, get out of prison that whole time. And then he'll be, 75? Now he'll get good behavior time spent, probably more realistic, 30 years? Maybe 25 years, 20 years. That's still a lot. He's 55. So, Kim, what do you think? We were a little nervous, but now it seems like the judge might hold out and really make Diddy face some accountability. You feeling better, nervous? What do you think? I'll start with you.
My gut is telling me right now that he likely would be sentenced to 10 years total. He'll give him the max, but have it be concurrent, because that tends to be the way that, from my understanding, I could be very wrong. However, the judge can do whatever he wants. And I think Mark Agnifilo and his running his mouth has really stepped in it. And this is something we've kind of seen for a while. And I think the judge has had enough. So I think it will be interesting to see how things go. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's more than like a year at this point.
That's an interesting angle. 10 years is probably realistic. Louis Lecca, my favorite, Nerd Report, my man. So glad to have you. You've been crushing on your own recaps and so on. What do you think? What's your reaction to all this?
Let's wait to see what the judge does next week, because it could be all tough talk for a lenient decision. I don't know. Arnifalo has done a great job here. He's known as a clown. He's done a good job with Diddy. That's all I could say. People don't take him serious. That's what that's what they needed in this case, not to be taken serious. And now the RICO thing wasn't. I mean, they didn't convince the jury of doing it. So we'll see next week, man. I don't know. Let's wait till what the judge does. I can't have I don't know. Next week we'll know. Judge maybe.
Steph, the alternate is back. We love you. Always good to see you. She's always around lurking, but you've been doing so well out there. Congrats to everything. So happy. And I know you've avoided this case for obvious reasons, triggers, etc. But thank you for coming in near the end. What do you think about this? Are you surprised?
I'm surprised he's not being found guilty on all the charges. Looking at it logically, it makes no damn sense, which is why I'm kind of going towards like a conspiracy theory of, has he got to them in some way, shape or form? He has allegedly had that kind of rumored behavior in the past, let's say. And nothing's really changed in the system to stop that from happening again, from what I can find. In terms of what the judge is going to do next, in terms of the sentencing, I fear it's going to go the other way, that he's going to get a very minimal sentence, because that's what we see when it comes to the rich and the powerful. They're seen to be held to account, but they're really not in the end. And Diddy is a monster, but he's a monster with very powerful friends and allies. How the hell do you think he's got away with this bullshit for decades? And so I hope he gets the maximum. I hope he gets the 20 years and he rots. But ultimately, I'm not going to be surprised if he only gets a couple of years. Or yeah. I'll still won't be surprised if the judge turns around and says time served on your way, but with like conditions where he has to have a tag for like 2 years and his movements are restricted and he has to go to the parole officer every week and things like that. I wouldn't even be surprised if they gave him that.
Yeah, and you're right. And the fact that look, it's good that he has a little bit of time to digest the sentencing. I'll be honest. I think the lack of bail rather is strange. It is still strange. I'm not mad at the judge. I'm glad, because I think Diddy is a danger. I do believe all that. But the charges that he actually got convicted of wasn't what the big charges. It is shocking to me that the prosecution whiffed it so poorly. But I want to echo what you said, Steph, the conspiracy theory people call it. I don't think it's that much of a conspiracy anymore. There are theories, and I start to wonder how true they are of, yeah, powerful people behind the scenes were putting stuff out to deflect and distract this case the whole time, throughout this whole thing, tapes of celebrities and this and that and whatever to muddy the waters, in my opinion. And I do feel like there were powerful people pulling strings, trying to ensure that Diddy did not get fully convicted, because they want to be able to get away with this too later. So yeah, I don't disagree with your thought there, Steph. It's a scary thought, but was there someone else in the jury? Were there people that he got to the jury to pay them off or do whatever to be there? The fact that it was so quick was very weird to me, that they were so quick to say not guilty. You would have thought there would be some people in that jury who would have felt differently. Louis, yeah, you're adding something?
Yeah, man. Did he have to really like verbally get to the jury? Not really. I mean, there was this guy is known to like erase serial numbers off GUNs and possibly kabooming cars, right? That was all brought up. I would be scared if I was in the jury, honestly, to go up against this guy to get my real identity found out, and then having this kind of person who's been, described as like Al Capone after me, who's gonna defend me here. I don't know. That's a possibility as well. It doesn't have to be like a direct contact to the jury, but if you're watching this, like, hey man, if I get this guy on RICO, is he gonna come after me? I don't know. I'm scared. I mean, there's probably people that report on this thing that are scared, to say what they think.
Very, very valid point. As quick state upstate says, money and baby oil are great for greasing the system. Sadly, that is not that far off. Kim, final thoughts?
I mean, today has been a very surprising day. I think, again, with this case, I feel like at every turn it just gets more and more bizarre. I hope that there are some people that are breathing a little bit easier tonight, and we will see how things go in the coming months. I'm interested in this pre-investigation thing. I don't know what's coming with that. That'll be interesting.
We shall see. We're going to keep you updated. Make sure you keep updated by hitting that subscribe button, hit that bell for alerts, and smash that like button. Regardless, though, this story is now ending for now. This chapter has closed. Diddy has been denied bail. We may know a little sooner than October. The judge is might be waiting till October to see what that sentencing is, at which point Diddy will probably serve some time. So we're not going to get a shot at Diddy anytime soon, it looks like. But make sure to subscribe to all these amazing people. We're not done. I'm not ending the live, but just ending this recap. It's Kim, Louis Lecca, Nerd Report, Steph the Alter Nerd, the Core 4, Popcorn Planet, my favorites. So proud of all you guys, all the amazing work you guys have been doing. Please go support them as well.